Alright, we gotta go look at this old girl. I haven't started her in about a week, maybe 2. Yeah, 2 weeks. And when I started her last, she was missing. When I exited stage left at the dealership and I went to go pick up all my cars, I noticed that when I left the dealership for about the first mile, it was running rough. And then once I went to go pull onto the interstate and kind of gradually get 55, 60, 70 mile an hour, then all of a sudden it cleared up. And then it was fine all the way home. Parked it at home, shut the vehicle off, came out the next day to start it up, do some cleaning and stuff on it, and it was back to running rough again. So we're going to use the new Topdon that they sent me to look into it real quick. Cold right now, it fired right up. I didn't have any miss or anything to it. Let's see what happens. Didn't flag a code for whatever was going on with it, so I need to figure out now exactly what's up. I guess I go ahead and hook up the scanner anyway just to kind of see what I got going on, see if anything was stored at all. Wireless dongle. Pull it out of the case here. Pull my steering wheel holder up. Power it on. And while it's powering on, I'll close the case and get it out of the way. See, now that it's starting to warm up, I feel it. Getting a little bit of a mist to it. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, I feel it right now. Starting to shake. I'm really far away from the Wi-Fi right now, so let me let it go for a little bit and update. Alright, it hurried up. It finished. It only took like 20 seconds, not even. Ford 2006 town car. This is correct. Scan. Does the rear bumper have 2 sensors showing? No, it does not. It's a radar sensor inside. Oh, wow. It gives you your high-speed CAN, your ISO, your SCP, all the modules that are on the individual networks. It prints it out for you. It stores. That's freaking nice. And then you could go through and select what modules you want. Right now, I'm really just interested in the PCM, and that's it. That is freaking cool, man. None of my scan tools do that. Now it's smoothed out and it's running good again. But it's got a little hesitation to it. Key on engine running. Self-test. It's probably going to tell me it needs to be up to operating temperature, but it's not up to operating. Let's see what it does anyway. It's going to increase the RPM, which it did. And it is running rough while it's increasing, so it's going to be able to pick up what's wrong with it, I'm sure. let's let it run through its self-test and we'll be back. Alright, I just heard the engine. I felt the engine come down. I can feel that little bit of a rumble. Almost feels like something's misfiring. I bet you're going to have to do ignition coils and plugs. Let's probably just do them all. Yep, P0354. P0354. Let's clear the DTCs. And retest. See which ones come back. It's looking for a brake input. It's looking for an overdrive input. It's looking for an AC input down here. It's looking for you to move the steering wheel. Power steering pressure sensor. I did let it sit up for like 3 months without starting it, so this is 1000% my fault. I like the boxes and how everything's laid out. It's just awesome. Big time advanced compared to previous model. I like it. I really, really dig this scan tool. Because I cleared the DTCs, it's not gonna, you know what I'll do? I'll go here and I'll go to special functions, and then I'll go to power balance, and then I'll look at each one of the cylinders to see which one's dropping out. And there we go, cylinder 4 dead. Now what is cylinder 4 going to be, a plug, or is cylinder 4 going to be a ignition coil? Well, we can easily find out right now. So let's go ahead and lift this up. Let's get up underneath the hood and let's pop an ignition coil in it and see what happens. Chances are that's exactly what it is, seeing as we got an ignition coil circuit issue there. Believe it or not, Blue Streak is an ignition coil supplier for the OE, and a lot of people don't actually know that. I don't tell a lot of people that, but you can get these from O'Reilly. They make really good OE ignition coils for the manufacturer. So whenever I need one quick, if I'm going to go aftermarket, I go to O'Reilly and I get a Blue Streak standard. This particular car, cylinder 4 is back here under this hose. It does have good connection. Be very careful when you pull these out of here, because they are susceptible to breaking. Let me use my other hand real quick. Alright, I was able to pull it out of there, and now there's a 7mm bolt that holds that down. I'm going to go ahead and pull that 7mm bolt out of there. Let's see if I can get down in here. Sometimes these bolts break and you got to end up replacing them. But it ain't the end of the world. Okay, it's coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and finish pulling this out of here the rest of the way, and we'll be back when we're putting the new one in. Alright. I leave the bolt in when I go to pull it out, and then I pull it on an angle. One thing I noticed is this collar is cracked anyway. These coils have been in there for over 140,000 miles. I think it's at 253 right now, and I think the coils were done at like 110. The customer service history was with the dealership I worked at, where I bought this car. So I got his service history and everything. And I actually got to talk to the gentleman when I bought it. The part number for this new blue streak that's going in there is FD503. Everything looks good there. I don't see nothing down in the hole. What I do is, when one of these coils are known for going bad, so it's not a surprise, is I will always keep one on hand. When one goes out, I replace it, and then eventually, I know it seems, because you're like, oh, you're a mechanic, that's not professional. I get as much as I can typically out of my own stuff, but I'm ready to, and I'm prepared to replace it immediately when I have a problem. So I'm not your typical person that will just try to keep letting it go and let it go and let it go, let it go, and then you're like, oh, you know, you kind of abused it. That's not what I'm doing. I'm getting as much as I can out of it, but as soon as I know there's a problem like this, I take care of it right away. I don't wait and let it fester. Nice and snug. Let's plug our connector back in back here. Clipped in. Clean our junk up. Let's go start the vehicle and rerun our tests. Yeah, that ignition coil, it has right at about 140,000 miles on that factory OE Motorcraft ignition coil. But I've had really good luck with these blue streaks, so I'm going to stay with these blue streaks for right now. At O'Reilly, you can get them for about $40 a piece, $35-40 a piece. But on Rock Auto, you can get them, I think you can get them for as low as like $22 a piece. And they're a steal, man, and they're a great ignition coil. So let's get back in this computer here. Oh yeah, it's gone. You can tell it's gone. Yep, no more miss. Problem solved. So now what we'll do is we'll get out of this, clear this here. It's pretty normal overall for them all to be jumping instead of one being pegged out down here like that cylinder 4 was. Now we'll get out of this and we will go to reset keep alive memory, but in the process we'll turn the key off, turn the key back on, but don't start it. And we're going to clear these fuel tables out with this reset cam function that this tool has, which is your keep alive memory. And it will clear out all of the idle and fuel tables that it had stored that were with that misfire in there and set it all fresh. So we'll do this here. Test is now completed. Okay, set the ignition switch to the off position. Okay, done. Now start it back up. You just reset the fuel tables and stuff, so it's trying to learn how it's supposed to start again. So it took a couple times, just real quick. Fired right up. Now we'll go back here to our power balance test one more time. Everything kind of around mid-range, nothing dropping way out like you seen that cylinder 4 was doing, where it was just dead. Good. Real clear, real even. So we're good there. We're gonna order some more ignition coils just in case we get another one of those dead misses that drop way out. We'll always have one on hand. So that is a Diag and a repair on this, especially when you get those ignition coil circuits. The circuit codes, it's typically never wiring unless you're sure you had rodent damage. I'm a little concerned with this one here. every once in a while it's dropping out more than the rest. See that one again? That might be a weak ignition coil right there, because it's a little bit more random than these other ones, but still running and idling real good. Normally when they're a dead miss, they come way down and they just stay pegged down. They never go back up and stay there. So I'll go ahead and order 6 more ignition coils just in case. Let's just do them all over here. Screw it, you know. But our dead miss on cylinder 4, that's done. It's taken care of, and it's real nice and firm up top. Barely losing anything. So you can tell this one's a little weak here. So cylinder 8's not terrible. So I'm looking at cylinder 7 here. There's definitely a pattern here where this ignition coil is probably just a little bit weak. So we're going to order a couple more ignition coils just in case. But our concern is addressed and fixed here. This is an awesome tool. I really love this tool that they sent me. This is just unbelievable. You can go in here and do actuation tests. Probably like, I'm probably talking full-blown evap tests and everything. Oh yeah, you can actuate the fuel pump, gear command, spark advance, output state of your torque converter. So if you're testing for shuttering, you can turn the torque converter on and off here. Is this where you can key on engine running? Okay. The item displays engine speed or revolutions. Okay. Oh, I see here. So you can go revolutions per minute. And then I can increase the RPM if I want. Yeah, it's going up. Now let's see if I can get it to go down. Wow, that's cool. Alright, so I can control that. I can turn each one of my components of my evap system on. What about special functions? What if I wanted to do... Let's check relative compression on this car. A lot of scan tools cannot do that. It will give you an idea on how much compression loss you have on each cylinder. Mind you, this car's got 253,986 miles. So what it's going to do now is it's going to tell me to shut the vehicle off. So I'll shut the key off. Turn it on with the engine off. Then it's going to tell me, set the ignition to key on, engine off. Got it. Fully depress the accelerator pedal to the floor. Crank the engine for 10 seconds. Oh, it wanted me to do it when it was telling me to do it. It says cylinder 6 is 1% lost, or 1% difference. I'm good with that. Real good with that. Keep alive memory, manually reset service. What is this? This function will change vehicle status. Okay. The select and reset buttons are located in the middle of the dashboard below the central vent of the dashboard. Oh, really? So it already knows where my reset buttons and stuff are right here. Oil life, it tells you how to reset the oil life through here. Oh, okay, so we don't need to do that. It can't reset it manually, but it gives you electronically, but it gives you the directions manually on how to do it on your vehicle. Fuel economy test, if you want to run a fuel economy test. What happened? Okay. Set the ignition switch to on and start the engine. Okay, I did. What just happened again? It says something quick. Huh, I don't even know. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with that. Okay, whatever. Back out. Let's just do a full system, smart scan. See what happens. All of these are going to have something in it because I cleared the codes. So it's going to have a P0100 code because it needs to relearn all the systems. This is super cool. Okay. Diagnostic. Battery voltage, battery volt. These are all codes that were in the system a long time ago. This is because I programmed the vehicle tire size and everything in here when I went to the 373 gear set. Continuous memory DTC, VAPS circuit fault, rear air suspension. There ain't nothing wrong with a rear air suspension. Yeah. So, I'm going to get all this crap out of here. It's like all erroneous stuff from the vehicle having a dead battery last week and letting it sit for 3 months at the dealership. This ain't going to go away. Yeah, that's the P1000 code because it needs to relearn all the systems before it goes away. So there's nothing wrong with the car. Now it's good. We diagnosed it and we repaired it with this right here. Special functions. And then you could go into like different things like powertrain. You can go into transmission, relative compression, fuel. This is another way of getting in here and looking at things. Clear transmission adaptive tables, halt transmission adaptive learning, so all the new like Fords and stuff like that have all that adaptive learning stuff. You can clear all that out in here, reset the customer's adaptive learning, and then once they get after a week of driving or 2 weeks and they like it, I want to try this. Come in here and stop use of transmission adaptive and let them drive it and see if it stays better for a longer period of time. Let's go to body and see what we can do. Let's go into security. Oh, you can pull your security code and everything here. Remote keyless entry. You could do all that from here. It does work. I'm not going to show you the whole code, but the factory keyless entry code, it can pull it. And it takes like 3 seconds for it to pop up. This test verifies the airlines are connected and not blocked, that all the doors are closed. Press OK to continue. Set the ignition switch to key on, engine off. Okay, I'm testing the air suspension right now. I've not ever been successful with a scan tool being able to communicate with this Ford air suspension. Yeah, see, I've always had an issue with this. I don't know why. There it is. It's working. It's actually doing the air test. Wow. This is the first time I've had a scan tool that's been able to actually run the air test. Okay. It passed. Wow, that was cool. The first scan tool I've had so far. Braking, what can we do in braking? Oh, ABS service bleed. Sometimes I'll do the vehicles that have the soft pedal. You can do this ABS service bleed. Like right now my pedal's kind of soft. You can go in here and do the ABS service bleed on these Panther platforms, and don't crack the bleeders. Make it pump itself up and follow the on-screen prompts, and it'll get rid of that soft pedal. Key on, engine off. Okay. Before continuing, refer to the workshop manual. Complete all necessary steps before the test. Prepare the vehicle for the test. Open the front left bleeder screw and attach a fluid container. Pump the brake at the interval of 2 seconds. This is me pressing the brake. So if there's any air trapped in that pump, I'm going to force it up into the master reservoir, just real lightly doing this. I'm not getting too crazy. I'm going to walk through this process and then we'll be right back. Okay. Front left bleeder screw, close it. Okay. I didn't really do it anyway. Now it's going to say pump the brake at the interval of 2 seconds. Okay. Now it's going to go to the next one. You're going to do this 4 times. Close the front right bleeder screw. Okay. Even though, again, we didn't do it. We're just walking through the prompts. Open the right rear bleeder screw. Okay. And then pump the brake again. Alright, now it's going to say do the left rear. Close the right rear bleeder. Okay. Now it's going to say, or the rear left bleeder. I don't know why it went there, then back, and then it's doing a box, but anyway, I'll go through this now. The reason I like doing this is sometimes those ABS valves can get stuck, and this will really wake them up. You'll find out if there's a problem when doing this. And these Panther platform cars are known for a soft pedal after a while. And with the Grand Marquis, when I got it out of that garage in Lake in the Hills, and I updated everything, I noticed it also had a little bit of a soft pedal, a 2007 Grand Marquis. And I ran through the same procedure with it, and it knocked all that out of there, and it gave me my nice firm pedal again. But of course, I flushed the brake fluid the day before that anyway, and I noticed that by flushing the brake fluid, it still did not change the softness of the pedal, even though I put all fresh fluid in there. I said, well, let me do my ABS pump trick and see if that works. Maybe I need to wake up one of those valves inside the ABS pump, and sure enough, took care of my soft pedal problem. And I know the Panther guys have a hard time with the soft pedal issue, and this is what I've been doing to fix them. Alright, now it's continuing. Close the right, left. Function complete. Alright. Set the ignition switch to the off position. Off. Done. Let's go test drive it real quick. It made the brake pedal a little bit better, but it ain't where I want it. Not like the Grand Marquis. So I'm going to have to go through and I'm going to have to flush the system and do this all over again. I noticed it's a little firmer, but I still want it perfect. So I'm going to flush all the fluid out here, probably at work, maybe tomorrow or the next day. Give this girl give her some love and get her back on the road correctly. Start driving this old girl every day, putting some miles on her. I mean, she rides just absolutely phenomenal. 253,000 miles on it. This girl will rock and roll. And I ain't scared to beat the mess out of it. It takes every bit of it too. So this tool is the Topdon Phoenix Plus. And you can hook up a wireless battery charger to it. It's got an option through here where you can actually hook this up wireless to a separate unit, and you can go up to people's vehicles and do a battery health report. And it actually has like a mini load tester and stuff in it. You can get support, you can go into vehicle specific information, you can go into all the different types of services on the vehicle to reset ECU function, coolant issues, throttle relearn, gear relearn, gearbox, battery, reset stuff, immobilizer matching and stuff for vehicles and stuff in here as well. I mean, this does it all. I've not had one yet that does all of this. So this is really cool. You get the cool carrying case. You get all the different types of adapters and plug-ins to charge it into the wall. There's like stuff for like Toyota and Honda OBD1 in here, so it's really a nice kit. You get like OBD1 extenders, different type of connectors for different vehicles and stuff in here. Different type of charge options, OBD extensions, so if you need to hook up to it and hang it out of the vehicle further, you can. Different ways of charging it, USB port for updating it. It's really a nice kit. That's my review, guys, of actually using it on a vehicle that I needed it on. Pretty nice tool. God be blessed. Take care. Have a great day.